versus Detonate, and a couple heavy hitters here early in the tournament, Ben.
Yeah, this is a very interesting early round for the bracket of two very solid premier teams. This will be a bit of a barn burner here. See who gets off to a quick start.
Just a lot of solid teams playing in this tournament, a lot of premier teams specifically. Detonate on the B rush. Delta leading the way. JT able to get that initial headshot. Gets a second. That's 3 headshots for JT. Ben, he gets a 4th. He could be going for the ace. And he gets it! It might have even been all headshots.
Those were all USB headshots as they came pouring through the tunnels there. JT playing that initial Xbox right at the front of the platform, just coming around at the perfect time to grab each one of those. So they kind of started to look away. Then the first one was aiming at him, but he was able to get the headshot just quicker before he could even return fire.
Man, Detonate responding by going for the full force here. Omniscient and Beaky already rushing up middle. Omniscient with that initial headshot at Murder Alley. Beaky hears the weapon recovered, turns that audio cue into a headshot. Omniscient able to down 1 in B tunnels, and he falls back to CT mid. That sets up Beaky to get that flank kill. JT gonna take down Sutter at long, and Eros with another flawless round. Not a single death on the Eros side yet this map.
Yeah, JT already boosted up to 6 kills right out of the gate. That ace definitely helping, but just a solid showing so far by Team Eros. Detonate's starting to slow down here a little bit. They're messing around in the B tunnels, starting to move lower. Seem to be gearing up for a bit of a mid push here. Yeah, they're going to start coming outdoors.
Omniscient able to get that.
Stuck out initially. Look at that second kill just as the flash goes off his screen. He gets down to 7 HP, but unfortunately for Swan, he just had enough time to pull out that deagle.
Eros up 3-0, but Swan with a beautiful spam shot there through the double doors. Beaky, wow, still pushing mid, looking for redemption. Dinks Swan, but not able to finish him off. Swan surviving with 10 HP. There's 3 Detonate players now moving to upper B tunnels. Delta 9 actually going to be leading the way into the B side. This is a B commit from Detonate, including the C4. Still a one-man advantage for them as well.
Resistance for him inside the exit site. Sutter's going to find Omniscient as well, unfortunately just outside of Long A. He will get taken down though by Freshie with the MP9.
We'll see if Eros ends up saving this or not. They might look for at least one more kill.
Here. Yep. Ghosty just barely hanging on to life there to get to the tunnels. Detonate getting on the board. Bit of a start to possibly something for their T side here.
On the peak mid, looks like he may have been spotted. No kills going out yet. Nice nade from Omniscient. That ricocheted right above Xbox, tagged Silas down to half HP. Detonate still a bit hesitant here about pushing Cat to platform. But it looks like they are still considering it. Omniscient going to finish off Delta right behind Xbox. That's the first kill of the round for either squad. Detonate is committing towards the A site now. JT going to kill one over at Cat. Meanwhile, Freshie on the stomp from A ramp drops to make that 3 for Freshie. And a 4th round will go the way of Team Eros.
Yeah, great plays there by Freshie, just using some great patience on the A ramp. Didn't commit to anything. And when those mollies came ringing in, he was able to be aware of the situation and get himself far enough back that he wouldn't start taking down damage. And then once those back frags came in from the Xbox and the catwalk from JT and Omniscient, he was able to just clean up the rest of the players as they turn their attention elsewhere. We do get a match pause here, I believe, by Team Detonate. I'm going to try and talk over what's going on here, try and reassess this T side before it gets out of hand. Oh, goes back to pause.
Yeah, Ghosty and Delta still looking for their first kill, first assist here. So a bit of a rough start for Detonate.
Yeah, 4 kills across the board entirely for Team Detonate, which is surprisingly low for this far into the first half.
Detonate's actually been improving recently as well, so we'll see if they're able to pick things up here in the first half of this match. Specifically, a little head stack there in Murder Alley, but they're not going to catch Beaky Wow with that one. They're actually going to catch some damage. Beaky going to spam Swan down to 39 there. It looks like Detonate thinking about pushing into long entry, but not making the full commit yet.
Stack, they're going to move up on top of the trash bin there, but Freshie is right there to be able to take that down. They do still have 3 here in 1A, though. They're going to get a great molly on top of 2 of them, but quick on the draw there with the smoke, put it out before major damage comes out. Freshie's going to grab a second, he gets the bomb down, a third.
A one-tapper there.
It's down to Swan here to try and recover this bomb, as he's going to try and slow peek around the corner here with this op. Freshie, though, aware of it, is going to be able to drop back and use this position to his advantage. He just barely misses that 4th kill, sorry, as he gets Swan down to 4 HP, who will recover the bomb and start moving his way up too long. Shout out here, though. Going to see him cross. He does see the head, and he grabs the second as well onto Delta there. Going to back off for the time being, so he can try and get a better position onto Swan from long. He knows he's tagged up pretty badly. Swan, though, is going to start moving to try and anticipate this. He's going to put that bomb down there behind the Xbox, just on the other side of the ramp. Does get spotted by Shutout. Shutout's going to be able to pick that up as he slow walks up the long run. We'll grab that off as well for Beaky, and that's going to be all she wrote for this round.
Well, Tally one more clutch moment up for Shutout today, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
the
that
entire
won't be the last.
Eros team is just playing at an extremely high level today. They're really moving.
Yeah, I think they're really motivated to bounce back from yesterday after falling in that qualifier quarterfinal and then having a rough showing versus Chaco Check, which is a match that they were not expecting to play. Just an awkward day in general yesterday. I believe that was Ninja having some internet problems in the afternoon. Not that I'm trying to make any excuses here. There was just a lot going on, Ben.
Yeah. You have your good days and your bad days. Sometimes you're going to just get some awkward things going on. It's just hard to recover from. But
Choco
yeah,
Check
so
played a
showing.
good game yesterday too, I will say. Choco Check's low-key been getting better, so...
Yeah, I wish I had known that they were actually playing it by the time that I saw that they were in matches.
Choco
Yeah,
Check has George now too, so they've
yeah,
subtly becoming you know, a more talented and talented team as the months have gone on. So they're
they
not
got
just some bottom tier wash team. Choco Check, I believe,
a real
does
contender
practice
these
and
days
play more
for
than
sure.
people think.
Team Eros currently completely eliminating themselves from A, but unfortunately for Detonate, they're just kind of stunned at the moment on what they should be doing. They're waiting for that third player to come around from the back of T spawn. He's going to get seen by Omniscient though here. I believe he possibly saw Omniscient briefly as he was coming down that ramp, just as he turned his back to it. But they're in a very awkward position here. They're going to start moving up long now. Finally. Oh, unfortunate for Omniscient as Delta does get the drop on him as he peeked behind that initial barrel, I believe, there in the back of T-spawn.
JT hears that plant, but he doesn't realize Swan is on ramp, and that's going to cost him. Swan and Silas combining for those final 2 kills at cross. Detonate able to grab a second round, but Eros does have some money to work with here.
Still going to get a full buy here. Have plenty of opportunity to do what they want. He's going to be the only person without really utility or armor. He's going to try and still grab that op. And he's going to get Swan with it through the double door there as he drops down to the suicide.
Pushing long, does get that initial kill onto JT. Freshie good for the trade. Silas kills 2, including a Molotov trade close range onto Freshie.
We'll get the bomb across long though.
Yeah, cross already being made here.
Beaky though looking for some cheeky plays here with the op from the CT ramp. Now it's shut out in that position.
I know Eros loves that little jump peek here. So it looks like Beaky and Shutout likely just going to be saving these weapons now. Definitely the safer and smarter decision at the moment. With the C4 officially detonating, that will be a third round going to detonate. And Eros not going to have quite enough money for a proper buy here. They did save that AWP in 1A1S, but Freshie, JT, and Omniscient likely just going to be with pistols this round. Looks like they're actually going to be full saving it, each of them with a USP in hand. Let's see if Eros can make something of this round. That would actually be pretty impressive.
They still have a lot of usage out of that op. You can grab 1 or 2 here. That's definitely not out of the woods yet. Unfortunately, a good flash will keep them from being able to get that boost he had on top of the catwalk. But he does find Delta as he creeps down the staircase there into B halls, lower B.
Great boost there. I don't think Detonate was expecting that kind of confidence from Eros on an eco round. Yeah, that cap boost is so much more effective than a mid push and a lot of other pushes.
2 as well here as he gets the bomb down in the tunnels. He has a lot of information now. Beaky's going to be there to pick up the first one. He'll get the second as well. And Beaky with a great 3K shot with a great 2K there as they are able to use that eco round to their advantage. They were able to push Detonate into the usage of their guns actually by funneling them down.
Eros is playing Counter-Strike today.
Eros is playing 5-head today.
Man.
These boys got the biggest brains right now.
Ghosty's still out to a rough start here. Hasn't found that first kill. We'll see if he's able to get things going. Beaky showing that confidence, pushing into B tunnel like a madman, and it pays off. Gets the initial
a great nade onto Swan as well. Gets him down to 45 HP.
Freshie will fall in big pit meanwhile. Detonate getting a bit aggressive here at long. Omniscient does get one long range from Car. Trade does not go out. Swan narrowly missing through that smoke. Beaky and Shutout, yeah. Both of the picks there.
It's down to Ghosty, who does finally get his initial frag for the game inside of that pit, but now they know where he's at, and Beaky's going to find him easily from the car.
Eros back up by 4 rounds and looking pretty comfortable here. They should be able to take advantage of this round as well. Detonate not going to have a single rifle or SMG, and this is the type of round that Eros actually really do need to dial in on. Not that they've slipped on a lot of anti-ecos before, but they're in a position now in this tournament where like all of these rounds need to just be
they're going to just push straight out through the doors. Beaky, though, fortunately having enough utility to calm that down, just enough time for Freshie to come down with Shutout, clean up those kills.
Another hat trick for Freshie. Shutout combining for 2, and the multi-kills are stacking up today, Ben.
Yeah, they are just firing on all cylinders. Fully in the driver's seat once again.
But yeah, what I was getting at is as long as Eros doesn't take any rounds for granted here, they should be able to keep showing this kind of chemistry throughout this map and the qualifier in general.
We have another slower round here by Team Detonate, which they have had a little bit of success with, just taking their time, trying to get these initial frags where they can on Team Eros, and then pushing off of them using their numbers advantage where they can. Spawn will take damage right down to HP, but they're able to pick up both Beaky on this and put the mid doors.
JT boosting himself to dark corner and Spawn, laying down some suppressive fire, and it does work out. Kills Silas through the smoke. Trade goes out outside B. Swan able to get that trade back onto Shutout and kills JT coming out of CT. Spawn as well in a 4th round does go to Detonate. We'll see if they're able to replicate that here. Eros does have enough money for another full rifle buy. We'll see if they get an op in the mix. They do. Beaky going to be on that AWP once more. Swan tags Beaky early. That's going to hurt.
Headshot, yeah.
This is not Valorant. No heals will be going out. Someone's got to protect our man Beak.
Shutout getting a little bit aggressive here. He's going to push the smoke into the B tunnels with a flash behind him from Beaky, and does get a little bit of information as he sees Silas, I believe, going down to the lower B.
Silas getting antsy here at middle. He's already walked out the double doors, catches JT off guard as JT was kind of hopping around there in dark corner. One-man advantage here for Detonate. They've now rotated back through mid, up Xbox onto Cat. Looks like this is going to be an A commit from Detonate. They're moving on to platform from Cat. Omniscient will have to get at least one from default, not able to do so. Eros left in an awkward 3v5, moving up CT spawn ramp. Shutout gets one at ledge, able to get a second as well somehow. After only getting tagged down to 47, we're in a 3v3. What's going on? Sutter does get a trade. Can Eros keep this retake attempt alive? Swan says no. And Beaky going to be forced to try to save this AWP, although that's not a guarantee quite yet. He's lurking in lower B tunnel, and he might just have too many enemies to deal with here, Ben. Does get the no-scope onto Ghosty, but Swan flying off of Xbox for the knife kill. Beaky not going to be too happy about that one, but really not too big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. Round was already over there.
This is going to be the first time we see Eros kind of down on money-wise since the start of the map. I'm going to try and just buy pistols here, get some economy built back up again, and do what they can. Try and get some of these guns out of the hands of Team Detonate.
Beaky with the Zeus, looking for revenge, and he gets it! Silas down, but Ghosty able to trade back +1. Delta gonna pick off Shutout there, pushing into B tunnels, and it's just Freshie and JT remaining as they rotate through CT spawn. Swan gonna down 1 in spawn, but JT responds with 2 deagle headshots, long range, extremely long range. Ghosty does get that trade from window. Bomb was planted as well before the round expired, and we head into the final round of the first half with Eros leading 8-6, and Eros still gonna have some work to do here in the second half.
Yep. Even with 9 rounds, it's definitely not anyway just a straight win for them. Team Detonate definitely gonna have some good defenses at their disposal to try and shut down Team Eros' pushes. Well, unfortunately for JT, he almost gets that initial frag there, but they're able to trade out full thing and miss it. Oh my goodness, Sutter grabs Freshie as well as he comes out of the smoke. And I think that's going to be pretty well the round unless Beaky does something crazy here. Unfortunately, Sutter's going to grab him as well. It's all down to Shutout.
Delta good for that final trade. Detonate now trailing by just a single round. We'll be back for the second half in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you want it to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who settle. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who settle.
Welcome back to the cast, everybody. Second half officially underway here in this qualifying matchup between Detonate and Eros. Eros was up by as many as 5 rounds, I believe, but Detonate now trailing by just a single round. We'll see if Detonate's defense can overpower Eros here. It would have been nice. We were talking about if Eros could have kind of closed things out in the first half with a bigger lead, but they've still got opportunities to show us what they can do here on the T side.
What? He's going to be lurking through the tunnels area. Just as they all move off of B. If he was not so committed to this A push already, he probably could have done something a little bit more there. Unfortunately, Spawn's going to grab that first kill onto the boost. Freshie's quickly there to trade out for Ghosty. Spawn's going to grab a second, though, as Freshie picks up a second as well. JT finally takes him out, and now Beaky is in a perfect position on a catwalk to take down these last two players as they were pushed up into that
yeah, perfect lurk play from Beaky there.
Yeah.
Eros now up by 2 once again. Looks like Detonate is going for this force buy, so they're putting a lot on the line here. 4 Desert Eagles and a Scout. Will that be enough to overpower Eros, who are on 2 AKs, 1 Galil, 2 MAC-10s? Sutter leading the way up long A. Omniscient had spotted them. Delta able to get the first kill. Beaky trades out. We're left in a 4-on-4. Beaky gonna fall back to mid. He shared that info with his teammates. Bomb now headed towards the B site.
Do have one just waiting right outside of the window who's going to have some information as well for his team on the CTs. They're going to start moving into mid to try and push into this lower B area, I believe. See what they can do from there. Oh, but Beaky, once again, on a great lurk, is going to grab one through the double doors, and he's actually pulled the 2 players that were going through B halls back towards him, coming up to the T-spawn. Give them a second round pretty easily, as they're just going to try and get Beaky down here and grab the gun. Actually, not even that. They're going catwalk. Delta, though, able to get 2 quick frags there in the CT spawn. So JT finally trades him out. It's just down to 2 there in the mid doors, and JT's going to grab one more as he tries to push through. That's unfortunate. They lost all the guns they had picked up in that. But
so Detonate doesn't have the force work out for them, as mentioned there, and they're now left without enough cash for a proper rifle buy. Let's see how they respond to this adversity. Looks like they're going for a long stack. 5 CTs at long here. Freshie gonna flash out long. JT leading the way. Those footsteps have been heard by the defense. Freshie gets the initial kill. Long corner, but Delta 9 lining up 3 with the Desert Eagle. Absolute mayhem.
That's a very unfortunate turn of events there for Team Eros, as he was able to get some really great shots there as they lined up in that double door. He's going to find the last one onto shutout as well.
Got to give respect to Delta 9 there. Big 4K with the Desert Eagle.
Coming through clutch in a very, very crucial round there to keep them in this before momentum gets too far to one side.
And Eros,
unfortunately, now Team Eros is going to be on the...
Not an ideal economic situation here.
Straight way out doors, though, it's going to take down by Silas. Omniscient, though, with a good pick onto the mid double doors there. We'll tag Suter down to 32. This isn't out of the wheelhouse yet. They could still pull out this round. And Freshie's going to tag through the door down to 46 by Swan and CT spawn. They do see bomb as Swan makes contact there on the catwalk, but he will get traded out. But Ghosty's going to be there to pick up one more. Well-timed molly there is going to keep them from being able to do much.
Freshie will get the bomb planted, but him and Omniscient both with low HP here. Delta going to finish off Omniscient at platform ledge, able to get that final headshot onto Freshie as well. And some more big accuracy plays coming out from Delta 9 again there. Detonate now going to be trailing by just a single round once more. And Eros not quite with enough money for a proper buy once again. Looks like they're just going to be going for upgraded pistols potentially. Eros sending 4 towards B tunnels. Shutout still lurking on Cat. Omniscient now leading the way onto the B side. Sutter blinded and killed by JT. Did take down Omniscient with him. Trades go out at B and middle. Not middle, excuse me. Just a defensive stop at middle. Bomb planted at the B side. Still a one-man advantage here for Detonate. Eros has a solid shot at this one, though. Freshie and JT still with full HP. JT with those, or with that initial headshot at door, but Ghosty able to get that trade a couple seconds later. Ghosty with more than enough time for the defuse, and Detonate has indeed tied things up here at 10 apiece.
Yep. We're going to see a good rifle round though here out of Eros. They were able to get a bomb down twice in a row. That's going to give them quite a bit of economy coming off of these losses.
Yeah.
It's a full AK buy by them. No op in the hands of Beaky this half.
Eros just needs to lock it down here and show some crisp execution.
Yeah. They do have a bit of a spread here coming out of the gate. They're going to have 3 going towards B halls. And 2. Actually, make that 4 going towards B with 1 just lurking in mid a little bit. He's going to work his way up the catwalk. Try and draw some attention. They do have 1 in lower B though now, as Sutter has made his way down there. Sutter's definitely going to hear that drop off the catwalk. Just tagged Silas up very well.
Yeah, Swan narrowly missed JT there as well.
He's going to run into Sutter here, I believe, in the lower after he gets this kill. He does, but unfortunately for Sutter, he's able to get that first initial frag, and it's down to a 2v4 though here inside the site.
Beaky and Omniscient verse 4 to guard the C4. Can they pull it out? Beaky says yes, but he's only able to get 1. Ghosty gets the trade. Omniscient left in a 1v3, not able to outlast. And Detonate going to secure the defuse and recapture the lead here. Or capture the lead for the first time, actually.
They haven't led since the initial pistol round. They won the first map or round of the game. And then Eros won 8 in a row after that.
Well, technically, we took the first round, right? JT pistol ace.
For this half. Oh, what? Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm thinking. I might be thinking of the first game. Fortunate, Swan's gonna grab shut out there with the op.
Eros not able to get the trade there. Eros still with quite a bit of time to work with, but pressure definitely starting to rise a bit. JT with a nice pick through double doors. Swan is down. Eros regrouping in B tunnel. Looks like this is going to be a B commit. Minute left on the clock. BT leading the way into sight. Delta peaks from default downs. Omniscient. JT does get redemption a couple seconds later, but Sutter picking up 3 kills from Carr, and that's going to put Detonate up by 2 rounds. And Eros really going to have to figure this out quickly.
Yeah, they're starting to hemorrhage rounds here very quickly on this CT side. I'd like to see them try and just do something a little goofy here with this round and then possibly get a match pause so they can discuss what's going on for the next rifle round.
pushing out mid double doors with the beats and tech 9s, but Silas downs 2 from Cat. Sutter and Ghosty combining for the final 3 kills at mid. Beaky did get a trade there, but just not enough firepower from Eros that round. They will be going into a full rifle round, essentially a must-win round here for Eros. 4 AK-47s being purchased. Beaky, wow, on the AWP once more. Let's see if Eros can slow this down a bit and win the opening duels that they need to. Omniscient with a nice headshot
the initial
there.
frag there. Freshy is able to pick up one as well, but Sutter's going to grab shutout there to still keep the keep the game 3-3 here.
Nice peek from Dark Corner, drops 1. JT able to trade back +1, but Ghosty on the rotation back from B does get the trade onto JT, leaving us in a 1v1. Freshy with 43 HP going up against Ghosty. Freshy will be able to recover this C4. Ghosty lurking on that somewhat flank angle from CT spawn. Freshy not quite aware of that yet, but fortunately Ghosty not within striking distance, at least not yet. Freshy continuing to walk through the B tunnel. Ghosty setting up shop in window. And this is not good news for Freshy. He went to check the double doors, got caught just a hair off guard there. Ghosty gonna finish him off from window. Detonate now up by 4 rounds. And Eros once again in another must-win round here. Fortunately, they do have at least some kind of cash to work with, but not the ideal amount. Two rifles are being bought here. Ben's actually just choking up at the intensity of this round now.
It's getting spicy in here.
Silas on the overrun on Cat. Great play by Shutout to drop 2 with the Tech 9. And suddenly it's a one-man advantage for Eros on the semi-eco here. Shutout gets the bomb planted at the A site as well. And Eros not out of this one yet, folks. Omniscient on the peak from Big Pit down Sutter. Can he find the kill onto Delta? No. Delta hits the headshot into Big Pit. But it's still a one-man advantage here for Eros.
Yeah,
it's only
Shot's
Delta
gonna be able to
9
pick
left.
up Delta there from the car. And they're not out of this yet. Detonate will have more than enough cash though to go around for them to be able to pick up a full rifle buy here. The op will come back out in Swan's hands again. Ghosty able to drop for him.
JT naded early at long. It's not a good sign for Eros. Some nice tosses from Detonate there at long. He did take some damage from Cat and eventually finished off by Swan with that AWP at Catwalk. Detonate now with the 2-man advantage here. Freshy advancing up Catwalk. And Eros likely going to need to pull off something sneaky here if they want to get the W this round and not save the weapons. Smoke down at CT spawn, dark spot. It looks like Eros will be trying to meet up with each other at the B side. Shutout moving in from B tunnels, and it's a perfect collab from Shutout coming out of tunnels. That brings it to a 3v3. Shutout headed straight for that plant, that default wall. Eros looking to defend that planted C4 3-on-3. But it looks like Detonate actually going to be saving this one, Ben.
They have more than enough rounds to work with. They want to try and hold on to this utility as best they can. try and get some guns out of the hands of Eros while they're still building money up. It's not a terrible decision here by any means.
And Eros with a nice quick rotation towards tunnels. Not going to be picked by Swan and CT spawn there. And as the bomb officially detonates, Eros now trailing by just 2 rounds. And they've started
to pick up an op.
Yeah, they've started to pick up some cash here on the T side as well. No ops on the T side, though. We'll see if Eros chooses to take some of these long-range battles at mid or not.
Shout out gets tagged, but is able to headshot Delta through the small crack there and onto the spot of Xbox. He will get traded out, but a lot of damage just came out with nades towards the side of a Team Eros here. Oh, unfortunately, though, Silas in a perfect position there to take out Freshy as well as tag Beaky here all the way down to 7 or 11 HP. Oh, and another great nade in the hands of Silas to take out Beaky, finish out that kill.
Omniscient
there though.
Yeah, keeping Eros in the round. Now just a one-man advantage for Detonate. Just over 55 seconds remaining, but this is going to be difficult here for Eros. We'll see if they're able to come up with some kind of flank angle here on at least one of these kills. Eros running the clock down a bit further. They haven't moved off Cat yet, so it looks like this might still be a delayed Cat commit. Omniscient advancing towards the A site. Looks like bomb will get planted here. Detonate not quite close enough to stop that. Detonate with all 3 players moving up catwalk. But now all of them falling back. Making their way to long A. At least 2 of them are. One staying cat.
Silas properly waiting for his team to get in position for this retake here. They want to make sure they take this as quickly as possible. Use their numbers to the advantage. It's all down to JT as he does take out Silas. With
that
a great
kill on
molly
Silas
that's
was
going to
all
do
he
it.
needed, yeah.
Oh, and he's able to take out Swan as well. Get that op out of his hands.
Eros fighting for
back
this one.
in this.
Yeah. Trailing by just a single round, and Detonate not going to be able to go for full rifles this round. Can Eros take advantage of this economic situation? They have to. They don't have a choice, Ben.
Yep. I would really like to see them try and spread out a little bit more here in this round. Maybe go 2 by 2 instead of getting stuck into the double doors of long A, where Delta was able to get that initial 4K with the Deagle that really set off this run by Detonate. They're going to give the op to the hands of Beaky, who's been more than capable with it throughout this game. Looks like they're going to be going towards B with the bomb. All of Detonate going for that A stack once again as well. So they should be able to just get onto the site here free of charge. Whether or not they're going to figure that out sooner than later, we'll see. Feels like they're going to find out very quickly, actually, as they just completely push into B. And Detonate starting to figure out that they're not coming towards A. They're going to start coming up the catwalk to try and figure out what they can do to try and get some guns out of the hands of Eros here, make their economy harder. Oh, and it's just all JT and shut out there in the mid doors. JT grabs a 4K. The help of his friend.
We're all tied up, although Detonate will be able to buy full rifles once again. And this is really coming down to it, Ben.
Yeah, luckily for Team Eros, no matter what happens in this round, they've built enough economy in the last few rounds that they're going to be able to buy guns for the final round of the map. And shut out through the door, is able to pick off Sutter. Swan's going to be there to trade him out with that op. Delta in the back of the B side is going to be the last man remaining for them to stop this push. They're able to take it though. Bomb will go down now, just behind the double box there, inside of the site. And DETONATE is going to opt to hold on to the guns that they have for this last round, knowing that they don't have a lot of money to work with. Which is a very smart move on their part to try and get this overtime still. But just a great execute onto B by Team Eros here, as Omniscient's going to go on the run and try and get some of these guns back out of their hands so that they have more of an advantage going into the next round. I just take that back. Almost all of Team Eros is actually going hunting because they know that even if they die, they can still buy up next round.
What an intense mini comeback this is from Eros. Those two with two critical exits there. Late trade goes out as well.
Awkward buy here though for DETONATE still. They're going to be able to drop one player, but the other player is going to be left to his own devices. I take that back. I didn't realize that they were able to afford an AUG somehow. I guess Swan was able to drop that. And Ghosty will be able to buy up as well. There's going to be a full-on rifle round here for the last round of the last round of the this half. Match is paused. They're discussing their two ideas of what they're going to do here. Eros obviously wanted to just finish this out, not get this over to overtime, or not get this game into overtime. And Sutter's going to get the initial frag onto shut out through the smoke. Very unfortunate there.
Still early in the round. We'll see what Eros decides upon. They're still heavily weighing their options here. JT looking to get some info here at long A entry. But DETONATE has gone very quiet. JT continuing to lead the way out long A. Ghosty still in big pit. He's been spotted. Molotovs and flashes are out. Swan gonna down JT. Ghosty pushing to the side of that smoke. Kills Omniscient before Freshie gets the trade. 2v4 here for Eros, and DETONATE still with a great shot here at taking this to overtime, but Beaky and Freshie still going to have something to say about that.
DETONATE playing this as passively as possible. They're trying to push the advantage in their favor here. Now they have the guns to be able to stop these pushes, covering as many angles as they can. As Freshie is going to be able to get that initial smoke for the cross out there, but there's a nice gap there for Beaky to grab that initial kill there into the CT spawn. He's going to get the bomb down. Got to be careful, though. You know, Swan's just shooting at him from the op. It does make it back onto the ramp. This is suddenly a lot more winnable round here as they get the bomb down and set up for this post plant. Freshie does get naded down to 21 HP, though. That is very unfortunate. Beaky gets the first. Got to be very careful here. Unfortunately, though, as Silas is able to get a couple shots into him, he's gets slowed down just enough time for Swan to get that last op kill, and they will win this round and push this to overtime. Classic premier play here from both teams as they are able to tie it out.
Yeah, well played there by both teams during regulation. We'll see if it's just as close in OT. We'll be back in just a couple minutes to find out.
Tell me something. Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all tell me something, tell me something? Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? 'Cause I'm so sick.
And just like that, we're back. Overtime underway here in this best-of-1 qualifying match between DETONATE and Eros. Eros was out to the early lead. DETONATE made the initial comeback and then actually went up 14-10. Eros able to make that mini comeback to take the lead late, but DETONATE still was able to push it to overtime. Beaky, wow.
Unfortunately, Swan missed that initial opening frag onto Beaky, and he's going to be able to get his teammate on the catwalk because of that. Silas will go down, but Ghosty there to get a quick trade back, and they're really hurting for HP now across 2 players on Team Eros. But they do have the numbers advantage. Beaky, Wow, and Omniscient both sitting on less than 4 HP. Sorry, 4 or less HP, I meant to say. Oh, and that Molly. Yeah, that Molly is able to clear out both of them as Delta does get 1 shot through the smoke, and the Molly clears out the other.
Eros left in a 2v3, still looking to defend this C4 late. Eros has time on their side. JT kills the diffuser.
And that's going to be it. That's going to be the round run for them. Both of these players for Team DETONATE are going to go down.
Well played.
A great start
by
here by
Eros
Team
there.
Eros. Yeah.
And the long plant works out. Eros taking a 1-round lead here in overtime. Let's see if they can replicate that chemistry.
Ooh, Beaky's going to get a quick kill on Delta 9 as he jumps up onto the box inside of the site in B, using that Molly to his advantage. JT is going to get spotted out by Silas to the top of catwalk, and Swan is quickly on the move through the lower B site to try and figure out what's going on there. Sorry, lower B tunnels. Eros gearing up for a long push here. They don't have a lot of resistance here, but Silas is going to throw 1 flash in that direction and run back towards B. If they can start moving here. The bomb, though, is on Omniscient. He is outside of B doors where the team of DETONATE is starting to... Oh, no, they're moving off. They hear the utility being used by Team Eros onto A. They're going to start moving onto catwalk as a group. And that'll be just enough time for Omniscient to get into the B site and get this bomb down. They're not actually going to know that it's there either until it actually gets planted. They're still not aware. They still believe it's A.
This is absolutely ridiculous. And look at
Great
shutout.
Play calling here by Team Eros. A shutout's going to be able to distract them
Shutout's
long
still
enough to
acting
keep
like
them on
it's
A.
there.
And they figure it out now, and it's off to the races for them to try and get back to the B site. Beaky is there to take some pop shots into the CT spawn, but it's not going to be enough. They're not going to get there in time.
What a wild round.
The shot's going to clear him out. Oh, just barely missing that last frag of Sutter. He escapes with his life in the M4, but it's all Team Eros now so far in this. Oh, he doesn't even make it. Freshie is able to get him as he comes outside of B tunnels. Very unfortunate there for DETONATE as they got completely bamboozled there. Shutout with some great nade utility usage there. I think they dropped him an extra smoke at long so he could get both cat and the start of the platform there with the smoke. Oh, some great flashbangs for Freshie as he comes flying through the B doors, or A doors that is.
Gets a second kill on to Ghosty. No trades go out. Beaky gonna put Swan down at long as well. Sutter gonna headshot Omniscient. DETONATE left in a 2v4.
They're gonna start moving the bomb back towards B. He's gonna come out mid and be in a great position here for Delta, who's gonna get caught out inside of that smoke, and JT able to down him with ease. And 3 straight rounds for Team Eros at the beginning of this overtime. They only need 1 more to keep going.
Wow, I was expecting Detonate to probably get at least 1 there. But
just some very, very incredible play calling there in the part of Team Eros. Their strats worked as well as they could. As well as one just great 2v3 hold.
yeah, that last round was definitely a round we're going to be watching again on the demo, that's for sure.
A lot of utility being thrown into the long site here, or long A area by Team Detonate.
Freshie getting aggressive up middle. He's been spotted by barrels. Will he fall back? It looks like he will fall back to Cat. No damage being registered yet by either squad.
We're going to go down into a minute. Detonate's starting to slow things down here. They used a lot of utility already. Down to just a couple of flashbangs, 1 smoke, and a couple of mollies. Try and get onto a site. Still looking towards long A. They're going to start throwing a little bit more. And here comes the push. Unfortunately for them, they're going to run into 4 members of Team Eros who are in a very good location here on this A site. The first kill comes through as Beaky grabs Silas, but Delta 9 grabs 2 quick ones with an AK headshot on the Beaky and JT.
Detonate with the 1-man advantage post plant. Omniscient real close to default here. Headshots, goes to long, takes out Sutter in sight, and suddenly it's a 1-man advantage for Eros. Delta killed that Goose, and it's only Swan remaining to keep Detonate in the qualifier. Pulls that Tech 9 out, does get the kill on the shutout, but Omniscient good for the final trade of the match, and Eros, they've done it, Ben.
Yeah, Omniscient had an incredible play there in the cubby of Catwalk on the platform of A. He was very patient, able to move himself into a great position, and was able to get both the ramp player, the site player, and then with the help of his teammate taking out Goose, they were able to finally finish off the player at long as well. Just amazing strats there in the overtime by Team Eros, so they just turned on the gas and just completely rode that home.
Well, Eros will be taking on the winner of Party Astronauts in Numa. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Keep seeing you too many times. Yeah. I know it's in my head. Keep seeing you. I know it's in my head. Follow me around, okay, black face, hey, follow me around, okay, got too much up on my, follow me around, okay, black face, hey, follow me around, okay, got too much up on my, follow me around, okay, black face, hey, follow me around, okay, got too much up on my, follow me around, okay, black face, hey, follow me around, okay, got too much up on my, follow me around, okay, black face, hey, follow me around, okay, got too much up on my, follow me around, okay, black face, hey, follow me around, okay, got too much up on my.
I